Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you've been having plenty of time for knitting and crochet and a very good week. Today is May 2nd. Happy month of May. For anyone who is new, I am Kathy. Warm welcome, everyone, to Yarn with Heart. Do you have cups and yarn ready? Let's settle in for a bit of a Friday visit. If you're a person who loves yarn, loves to knit, loves crochet, or any of those three, I am so happy that you're here. I would like to start today's video with a quick reflection on a question that I was asked in real life when I was at the Mary Maxim tent sale a year ago. While waiting in line, a gentleman asked me why I crochet and knit. For me, there are so many reasons. The reason that I shared with him, when I make something to donate, I imagine the person receiving the warmth and the hug, knowing that someone cared and made something by hand for them. Other reasons that I will share here with you, my yarn friends, because I think you will understand and maybe feel the same about some of these. It brings a feeling of contributing creatively in the world, at least to the small little place in time where I am, and connects me with a centuries-long history of using yarn and string. I am at heart an introverted person, and knitting and crochet is something that I share with people. It is a way to meet people and develop friendships, and a way that I have found kindred spirits. And during times when I feel a bit stressed and out of sorts, knitting and crochet is very comforting to my soul. If you would like to share in the comments about anything, I will definitely reply, and you could let me know about why you knit and crochet or any other comment you would like to make. I love to hear from you. Although I usually chat about things that I'm working on or things that I've made each week, this video will be a wrap-up of things I was busy with during April. It will be an update about Stash Down 2025 and how much yarn from my stash did I use in April. Also a chat about a knit along by Jessica A's that I will be joining tomorrow. You might be interested in joining using yarn from your stash, or you can buy yarn for this at your local yarn store. And speaking of local yarn store, I made a visit to a nearby yarn store last Saturday. I'm so excited because I found a way to stay on my yarn diet and still purchase. That's right, a loophole. I found a loophole. Also, today, a roundup of the locations where we are all watching and commenting from, near and far. Thank you so much for chiming in the comments about that last week. So first, a quick wrap up about the Stash Down 2025 for April. For anyone who's new, this year I am weighing projects that I've made with yarns I bought up until December 2024. So in April, I got 10 items completed, but I shouldn't get too excited because although it says 10, some of those were not huge projects. Quite a few of them were not huge projects. The first one is the Star City Crescent Shawl by Diane Stavola, And I am going to edit in a picture of this one since it was an early April project and has already been donated. Now the next one is called the Fake Out Thrummed Leg Warmers by Cynthia Spencer. There we go. This one I received the pattern for free because I was helping to test this, and I'm part of a group of people that help to make those for Cynthia. Now the next one is the Wandering Granny Blanket by Krista from The Secret Yarnery. Now, with any of these patterns that I'm mentioning today, I will put the name of the pattern and the designer in the description box. And if you'd like more detail, you could look at the videos throughout April to see the yarns that I used, the hook sizes, and any hints and tips that I might have had as I was working along on these patterns. The next one is called To the Point Shawl. It's by Cheri McEwen. For this one, here's a peek at it today, and you'll see a picture of it again in a Monday video on this channel, as this was my project that I made for the Something New Make Along, the Make Along for this channel. Anyone who still has pictures to send to me, you will have one extra day till the end of day today to get those pictures emailed to me and still be part of the slideshow. The next item is called the Crochet Sunny Spread Throw by Ellen K. Gormley. And this is made using 25 of the squares and is made in a toddler-sized blanket so that it can be donated to Casting Off the Cold. I did make a matching hat for this one. And the matching hat is right here. This is the Preemie crochet hat by the Red Heart design team. And a second hat I made this month was called Annie's Simple Crochet Hat by Rhondda Mull. And she is by Ombaka Crochet. Now this hat is to go with a blanket that I previously made as well. So that one will also be donated to Casting Off the Cold. Now for a year of dishcloths, I made 3 dishcloths this month. The Peach Delight, Tropical Breeze. This is for a make along by Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. Laura is hosting this crochet along. And this one is called Funfetti. We're now starting, 2 of those were the summer themed ones, and all of those dishcloths are from the book called A Year of Dishcloths. It's a compilation that was put together by Maggie Weldon. And that is all of the items that I made this month. So for Stash Down 2025, my April total adds on 1,928 grams or 68 ounces, and that is 19 skeins of yarn used this month. So far, in the 4 months of 2025, I have used a total of about 50 skeins of yarn. Bridget has lots of ways that you can let her know your numbers each month. She is one of the people who I learned about Stash Down 2025 from, and if you would like to join in, you can pop over to her channel to find out how. Any of the people that I mention here or locations, those are going to be down in the description box. I'm finding that joining this stash down has really encouraged me to use things in my stash this year, and I'm really happy that I'm doing this. So now I am so excited to let you know about the pattern that got released this month by Jessica A's. It is a knit along pattern, and it's called Double Win Mosaic Shawl. The original pattern is written for wool, which some people were purchasing wool and then receiving the pattern at local yarn stores on local yarn shop day. Unfortunately, I cannot use wool, so I did a deep dive into my stash, and look what I came up with. The pattern requires 200 grams of the dark colored yarn and 100 grams of the light colored one. And the pattern calls for fingering weight yarn. And I noticed some people had used DK and sport weight in their Ravelry projects, but I tried to find a fingering weight one. The yarn that I hope will work is Barocco Comfort Sock, and that's my first choice. If this one will work, I'll be very pleased. And the colors that I'm choosing are called Pearl and Southland. Now I don't know if this multicolored one will work well, so I have a backup. My second option will be to use these two, which will be Mary Maxim Twinkle yarn, and it is a number 1 super fine in the colors of white and cardinal. So I think either of those are going to work for this pattern. So I'm pretty excited. And if you sign up, the pattern is a purchase on Ravelry. And if you want to join in, the information about it is in the description box. And after you sign up, there is an email to sign up for either replays or Zoom calls, the first of which is tomorrow night. Not only are Jessica's patterns lovely to make, and her teaching style, one that I really enjoy, it's always lots of fun getting together with her and on her Zoom calls. I don't always join into events, however, this one, and also a mystery knit along that will be starting at the end of May. Those are two that I'm really excited about. And now a bit of an adventure that Jeff and I went on last Saturday on local yarn store day. One of my in real life friends told me about a store called Unwind Yarn House that was recently expanded to a larger location. It is perhaps 4 or maybe 5 times the size that it used to be. And for anyone who is close to the York region area of Ontario, it was such a lovely store to visit in person. I was really happy to be there. And for anyone who is too far away to visit the store in person, they have a very well laid out website with shipping available to Canada, the United States, and also internationally. Everything in the store was well organized, open concept, and even though there were quite a few people a lot of people enjoying local yarn store day. It had good flow, and I had lots of room to move around and browse. I have permission from the owner to show some pictures that I took while I was visiting the store. And there was a good selection of Canadian-made items, including Koigu, Fergus yarn, Julie Azelin yarns, some notions and greeting cards. They have events and classes, many for free. One that caught my eye was a Mushi and Friends make-along. How cute was that? Oh, oh, and more about the yarn. If you would like to pop over to the website, you can find yarn of all weights, wool, of course, linen blend yarns, baby yarns, cotton viscose linen blend yarns. There was alpaca. Oh, and one that really caught my eye, some 100% silk. There are even in-person drop-ins, stitch socials, and stitch clinics where one can pop in and ask for a little bit of help with a project. Now, I would like to show you what I bought while I was there. As many of you know, I've been on a yarn diet until May. However, I found a loophole. This loophole, these local yarn shop purchases are things that I bought for the channel, not for me. One will be for the draw for the Something New Make Along this month. Here we go. It's a Shawl KAL. It is 150 grams in the color Dark Roses Inspiration. And let's see, it is 75% superwash, 25% nylon. I don't see the number of meters in this, so that will be something that the winner will have to investigate a little bit to find out. But the colors are what I fell in love with, and I hope that whoever wins this on Monday will fall in love with it too. There's the look of the tag. Okay, so that one is for this month. And then for next month, for the Something New Make Along gift for next month, these are yarns by Fergus Yarn Company. And here is their information, in case you wanted to screenshot. It is dyed by hand. All our wool is hand painted in small batches. This first one is called Macapaca. 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. It is 400 meters, 100 grams. A nice tonal. Whoops, for people who might like neutrals. And in case the winner likes pops of colors, this one is called Unicorn Kiss. And again, the same thing. This is by the Fergus Yarn Company. And I think if the winner likes both, they might go well together. Oh, and more excitement for those who live in the area of Fergus, Ontario. Inside a little loot bag, a little surprise bag, there was a cookie in here. Something seems to have happened to the cookie. It's not in here anymore. There was a sample of some yarn and information about a fiber festival that's coming at the end of May. This will be on May 31st from 9:30 to 4:30. And on the back of this is a list of the vendors at the festival. And I counted, there will be over 70 vendors at this festival. So if you are planning to attend and would like to meet up, maybe send me an email ahead of time and we can meet up for tea. I would love to see if we could get together and visit while we're there. And now, a roundup of the locations where we all are watching and commenting from near and far. Thank you so much to the people who took time to share in the comments about this last week. The locations mentioned were Ayrshire, Scotland, North Dakota, USA. 3 people mentioned Ontario, Canada, Central Florida, USA, Manitoba, Canada, Kansas City, Missouri, Massachusetts, USA, Iowa, USA, St. Jacobs, Ontario, North Pole, Alaska, South Central Kentucky, Northern California, the Bay Area, California. It was so kind of you to share this in the comments. Thank you so much. I am so happy to know that YouTube brings us all together, and such a joy to meet each week with people from so many places. And now for the chapter title of the week. This week, the title is The Pleasure Principle. As I read what Cheri Bloomston said in the chapter, I thought of times in my life when every hour, every minute was tied to the needs of those around me, the needs of my employer and my family, and there was very, very little space to know what was just me and how important it was to carve out a half hour here and there. It was quite a surprise when my sons were all grown, and then all of a sudden I had a lot of time to explore as an individual my place and purpose in the world. I have also started to discover what is lasting pleasure versus what brings me fleeting pleasure. It has been fun and challenging to learn the difference between the two. This week, my challenge is to continue to lean into those things that bring lasting pleasure, and to make a list of possibilities and those that I know already, the real gems in my life, the ones that are joyful and lasting pleasures. If you ever want to find a copy of Cheri's book to see what she wrote in the chapter, the book is called 30 Ways to Ignite Your Creativity, The Little Spark. I typed a few places in the description box of where you can find a copy if you would like. There are ebooks and paperbacks available. Thank you everyone so much for being here, for sharing in your comments and leaving your thumbs. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your crochet, enjoy your knitting, and I hope to see you this coming Monday for the slideshow.